Welcome back to this week's Pillar Guidance for the Our Raw Material Arena. I am Tavish Cardiff, one of the co-founders of the practice, here to talk a little bit about how to use each week's pillar. This is Values and Ideals Week, the second of the mental weeks, and in here is where we explore what's really important to us and what that means in our expectations in the world. So go ahead and get yourself comfortable with a steady breath. So just change it up from what is involuntary to something that you are aware of. And whatever that looks like for you, however it's comfortable, breathe freely. Couple inhales, push a little hard on the exhale. And no matter what you're doing right now, as you're listening, be aware of your breath. The words that I'm saying can come in and out. It's more how you are experiencing your breath moving within your body, and then how you are experiencing what I'm saying as you pick up on it in relation to your breath. Let your mind wander to the top 5 or 10 things that you value generally in the world. And as you let those words kind of fly before your eyes, or however you see them, take your imagination to today. And let's say that family is the highest thing on your list, generally. But today you are incredibly busy and you don't have time to fit any of that in. It's going to take everything you need to get whatever project or work done. That is a value-based choice. And if you're making a choice like that every single day, that's potentially harmful. If you are making a choice in a day based on what is valuable for that day, then you can come to those conclusions easily. And let me back up to that same example. If you feel like you have spent quality time with your family, taking a day to finish a project isn't a negative thing. There doesn't have to be anything attached to it other than I'm doing things that are in keeping with my values. The things that we value shift and change every day. It's when we don't include the general list in our daily activities that we start to find trouble. So knowing the general list and then incorporating it every day into what that day looks like gives us such an easy framework to work from that it makes the other things that we do easy. And it lets us go to what is my favorite thing about the Our Raw Material practice, which is the ideal playground. We might not have control or power to affect the things that are going on around us that we don't like, or the people that are even finding struggle or trouble that we can't do anything about. What we can do is take those thoughts to the ideal playground and imagine the best for them. That seems silly when you first think about it, but from an energetic standpoint, from a soul-based standpoint, our minds have a lot of power to add to the collective energy. So when we are thinking in ideals, not only do we think from our ego, but if we're also thinking from the soul space inside of us, then we are taking our creative matter and giving it some kind of superpower where it helps us manifest the things that we want because they are serving us and our ego, but also serving the greater good. So if we're all concerned with values and ideals right now, we are shaping the way that we hold our belief system. And if each of us know how to represent our belief system better, big exhale on that. And a big inhale before taking in that it gives us the space to be exactly who we are as we listen to someone else be something that we don't like at all. It's sometimes so hard for us to accept something that we don't like or accept not winning that we forget the space of ideal. We forget the imagination and the creativity that is available to us in favor of the argument or the fight, or next week's pillar, conflict. That's when we start to take what what has originated in our mind, in our mental state, and finding a place to put it in our body, which then starts to create problems within the body. We keep our mind clear, we find the spots where we've stuffed the things in our body, and we unpack those sticky places that hold energy that just keeps us from doing, being, seeing the things that we actually value. Does this mean that we get to spend all of our time in value-based activity? I'm not ruling it out. I really do believe that if we can find the value in the things that we are doing, we see ourselves fulfilling multiple areas in our life. We are supporting ourselves from many directions, and we wind up with the ability to manifest our own healing, our own feeling processing, our own ideas about what we believe we can do to support ourselves, rather than what we do with fear, which is imagine the absolute worst for anything and everything. And then we're living out these fearful ideas when we could be creating positive ideas. We are inviting energy that creates the things that we want versus energy that will take the things that we want. And I think we see a real divide in the world right now of those who are living in fear of those things and those who are looking for ways to find support. And that's a very subtle difference. Find out what it is within yourself. Sometimes you are operating from those ego-based thoughts, and sometimes you're operating from soul-based thoughts. And that's human nature. That is how we are meant to be. So vet your belief system. That's my challenge for this week. Give yourself the space to understand what really, truly is important to you. Not just in a general sense, but in a moment, in a season. What's important to you for this summer? Start thinking about what you want for yourself. Not necessarily a bucket list, but what do you want it to feel like? These are all intellectual possibilities. And the values and ideals pillar supports our mental state by getting us as in touch with what we want as we can be, as things come up over and over that challenge our ability to stay on task. Because staying on task isn't really the point. Rolling with life is the point. I will be back next week to talk about conflict, again, how we embody the things that go against our belief systems. And as always, enjoy your week. Thank you.